Hi, I'm Simon with AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we're going to show you how to repair your appliance. Are you ready? Remember, anytime you work on your appliance, make sure it's unplugged or the circuit breakers are off so there's no chance of electrocution. Also, be sure to turn off the water to your dishwasher. In this video, we'll show you how to replace the sump housing in the KitchenAid dishwasher. It's going to be a very easy repair. Should only take a few minutes to show you how to do it. For the job, we're going to need a 5/8 open-ended wrench, 5/16 inch nut driver, Torx 15 screwdriver, a Phillips screwdriver, flat blade screwdriver, small flat blade screwdriver, a pair of side cutters, and a pair of pliers. When you open up the package, you're going to get a new sump housing, a couple of hose clamps, 3 tabs, and 3 screws. The sump housing serves as the mounting base for the drain pump, for the circulation pump, for the diverter motor, and sensors, as well as a spray arm. The main reason for the sump housing to be replaced is if it cracks, causing a leak. Let's open the door, just pull it open, and then we're going to pull out the lower dish rack and remove it completely. Reach in and turn the base of the spray arm counterclockwise to free it, and then lift it off. Pull out the upper dish rack, then push it back in halfway. So we're gonna open this dish rack stoppers, one on each side. And now we can slide out the upper dish rack and push the rails back in. The next step is removing of this filter basket. If you see those 2 arrows against each other, that means that's locked. So we're gonna grab it and turn it counterclockwise to unlock, and then we can pull it out. Lift up and take out the screen. We need to remove these 3 screws. I'm going to use the Torx 15 screwdriver. So we need to remove this manifold. I'm going to use a small flat blade screwdriver. I'm going to place it here and open the clip here on the side. There's a second clip on this side, but if it's not going to be open right away, when you open the right side, you will have to pry it off. Then there's a 2 on the top. Using the same flat blade screwdriver, we're going to open those 2 clips here. And remove the manifold. One more Torx 15 screw, and remove it, and then we can lift off this cover. We're gonna lift and remove the diffuser plate. So now we're gonna take out the 2 Phillips screws that hold the dishwasher to the countertop. Put the towel in the plastic container under the shutter valve, just in case of the water will leak down. And then using the 5/8 open-ended wrench, take off the water line. Then using the 5/16 inch nut driver, loosen up the hose clamp and remove the drain hose from the air gap. Be careful, there is still some water inside the hose. Use the container or the towel. And now we're going to pull the dishwasher out. Slowly. And then we can grab it for the frame or the cabinet. Lift it up a little bit. There's wheels at the back, so you can easily wheel it out. Alright, close the door, and now we're gonna put it on the side. So we're going to remove the diverter motor I'm going to use a Torx 15 screwdriver. I'm going to take out the 2 screws. And need to open a couple of clips here. I'm going to use the flathead screwdriver. And the other one right there. And the motor comes out. I'm using a flathead screwdriver. I'm going to press this locking lever in and turn that ring counterclockwise. So we're going to disengage that drain pump from the sump. There is a rubber bracket that holds that pump to the sump. We're going to just slide it off. And you can put down the pump. So we need to remove the circulation pump, and for that we need to take off these 2 clamps here. I'm going to use the side cutters, and I'm going to squeeze and bend open that clamp. Same thing here. It's a little trickier. Bend it open. I'm going to take it off. So I'm going to pull out the hoses. To free the pump. It has a little grommet here which slides over here in that cutout. So we'll just push it out. And we're going to put it on the ground. And then we're going to free that harness. I'm going to free the wires from the top retainer. Now we're going to use a flathead screwdriver to press on that tab. I'm going to release the tab and remove the plug from the sensor. And now we can turn this locking tabs inwards one by one. There's 3 of them. I'm going to turn this inwards, and the 3rd one. I'm going to press the tab on the top and push the sump housing in. So I'm going to put the dishwasher upright. Careful, we have a couple of pumps underneath there. Alright, and I'm going to open the door and remove the old sump. Let's bring the sump to the workable surface, and we need to remove this turbidity sensor. That's how it looks from inside. I'm going to turn it 90 degrees counterclockwise to unlock that 2 tabs inside. And then we're going to push it out. This is the old sump housing next to the new one. If you don't have this part, you can get it from appliancepartspros.com. This is the turbidity sensor. I cleaned as much as possible. We're going to install it into the new sump housing. But before, I'd like to put just a little bit of liquid soap on it. We're going to soap up a little bit that rubber seal here, rubber gasket. All right, now we can install it into the sump. So we need to install it into this opening. The two tabs on the side of the sensor goes into the cutouts there in the sump. Now insert it in, push it in as far as it can go, and then I'm going to turn it clockwise to lock it in. If you look from inside, that's how it looks. Okay, we're going to open the door, and I suggest what we're going to do, we're going to clean the seat. I'm going to sponge the seat. As good as you can. It's important so it would be clean. And now we can place the sump in. Before doing that, I'm going to use liquid soap. I'm going to put some soap on that rubber gasket. And we're going to spread it around. Make sure all those tabs are in. And then this assembly goes in. And we're going to figure out where the front is. That would be easy. That would be the front. We have here this line, and it shows into that little, if you see that plastic tab here, that's the front. Also, this pin goes into the notch down there in the bottom there. So we're going to lower down the sump into the cutout, and that pin, as you can see, goes right into that small cutout. I'm going to press it down. I'm going to close the door, and the rest we're going to do from underneath of the dishwasher. We're going to remove the kick panel. I'm going to use a flathead screwdriver. I'm going to turn this clip 90 degrees counterclockwise. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to pull it off. So I'm now going to put the dishwasher on its side. And I'm going to have to grab the sump housing so it wouldn't go in. And I'm going to slowly lower it down. Okay. Next, I'm going to, so we're going to lock this tab first. And I'm going to do this, the bottom one. I'm going to put the dishwasher upright again. And now we're going to open the door, press down on the sump housing, and lock the third tab underneath. Okay. It's locked. And one more time, I'm going to put the dishwasher on its side. I'm going to remove this wire from the heater because it's on the way. And just put it outside here. Alright, so we're going to install the circulation pump. We're going to put the clamps that came with the kit, replacement clamps. This clamp is going on the smaller diameter, and this one goes on the larger diameter. Using the Phillips screwdriver, we're gonna tighten that clamp a little bit so it won't jump off the hose while we're installing it. So now I'm gonna squeeze a little soap inside the rubber hoses and spread it around. Now I'm going to install this mounting grommet into this cutout, and simultaneously we're going to put these two hoses on the ports here. And now we're going to use a Phillips screwdriver, and I'm going to tighten those clamps here. Alright, so, and this wire goes back onto the heater terminal. This two wires goes under the clip here. So we're going to install the drain pump. This grommet has to go over the pin, but first we're going to turn in the locking ring. We're going to install this so it these tabs goes into the cutouts here. There's one there at the back too. Then we're going to turn that lock ring clockwise until that post at the back, the tab, locks. We're going to put the harness around that post and underneath of that retainer clip here. And then we can install the pump grommet on the post. Slide it on, and that's it. Well, if you notice that we've lost the drain hose of the pump, so on the way, it's easy fix. I'm going to put the pump on, and then I use the pliers. So I'm going to squeeze that clamp, slide the hose on the pump outlet, and release the clamp. And we have a diverter motor left out, so I'm going to put it in. This shaft goes into the opening, and these two pins we're going to lock into the holes. I'll free the wires, obviously. Press it in, and we're going to secure it with two Torx 15 screws. So here's the old sump housing. We're going to pop out this little cap from this. I'm going to use my pinky as a tool, and then we're going to install it into the new sump housing. That cap technically is not stopping sump from leaking water, but it's going to prevent cockroaches from getting inside and building a little house in there. So now we're going to plug this harness into the turbidity sensor. Push it in. Make sure it's not going to come out. At this point, I suggest we're going to put the power cord through the opening into the cabinet, also water inlet line, and we're going to put the dishwasher upright, and we're going to put it back under the counter. Lift it front slightly, and we're going to roll it in. Pull in the water line power cord and a drain hose. And push the dishwasher in all the way. And open the door. And because we're going to work inside and I'm going to put my weight on the door, I prefer to attach the dishwasher to the cabinet right now. Push in the top, and then we're going to using a Phillips screwdriver, we're going to secure it to the cabinet countertop. All right. We can install the diffuser next. Match the shape of the shaft from the diverter motor with this cutout in the diffuser. Place it on the top. And then we're going to install the cover. that goes over the pin here, and this hole is matching that hole in the sump housing. Secured with a single screw here at the back, using a Torx 15 screwdriver. Okay, so we're going to bring in the manifold, place it in, match this base, the 3 holes at the bottom, and push in the center so the clips on the side will lock. And we're going to push in the top so the side clips will lock, and then we're going to install the 3 screws. So we're going to secure that base with 3 Torx 15 screws. Now we're going to put the screen in, just slides in, and we're going to install this basket filter. Place it in and turn it clockwise to lock. These 2 arrows supposed to be against each other. Next we're going to install the spray arm. I'm going to lock the base on, turn it clockwise, and then we can put the dish racks. And the upper dish rack goes in. We're going to install first the rollers, the wheels on the rail, and push it in, and the second pair of rollers wheel goes in. I'm going to pull out rails and lock these end caps. And the lower dish rack gets in, you just place it on and slide it in. And we can close the door. Let's manually thread on the water line onto the shadow valve, then tighten it using 5/8 open-ended wrench, and then we can take out the towel and the container. Connect the drain hose to the air gap and tighten the clamp with the 5/16" nut driver. Now we're going to install the top panel and slide it in there, up, then match this opening on the side with the cutout through the frame, and then we're going to install that clips here. I'm going to push it in. And I'm going to use the flathead screwdriver. I'm going to turn it clockwise to lock in. All right, turn the water on, plug the dishwasher in, and run it to check for leaks. Hopefully there is none. Thank you for being a part of another successful repair brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. For any of your future appliance repair projects, please check out our other videos available on our site, on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Instagram.